I hit the ground running immediately from Monday. Calls starting to come in because immediately the announcement was made in public. So there hasn't been any rest since. This is a completely different deployment. I mean, being a spokesperson of the Youth League, that is not enough. Being the communication of the president, that is not enough. Being the spokesperson of the ANC is something completely different. It's unfortunate at times that whatever happens in government or around the president, it does not get properly communicated. And at a point where it's communicated, it's more of a defensive and a reactive communication against a very strong wave crest in public or in the public discourse that a judgment has already been passed in the public discourse around the president. And that kind of communication is not a good communication. And I think what we will need to do, among other things, we need a very proactive communication. Partly the reason why the government and the president has split communication and telecoms is, among others, to focus government communication. So instant communication, among others, is what I think government in the past has been lacking. And I think part of the reason why government is now trying to centralize communication is, among others, to kill this long bureaucracy that government can't communicate instantly. Communication as a portfolio has got two important elements. The first one is on ICT industry, the broadcasting. Broadcasting not only on SABC, will include public broadcasting, private, commercial, community, and so on. Your ICASA, your MTTA. The issues about transformation of that industry too. Those issues will reside with the communication. That is one element. The telecoms and postal services, for example, will deal with issues such as post bank. This is infrastructure now. When you talk about telecoms and postal services, you are talking with infrastructure. So what we are doing, what the president has done, is to rationalize infrastructure. Rationalize infrastructure with a view to use telecoms and maximize on its output and mandate. We are not about to indoctrinate people. The responsibility of the democratic, constitutional democratic government elected is to how best, without relying on other sectors, how do you carry the responsibility as a government to make sure that you communicate effectively. Given what I've just said, government hasn't been successful enough to communicate its programs. And as such, that space has been occupied by a lot of negativity. In spite of the fact that successes outweigh the weaknesses of government. But what we see in public is that weaknesses outweigh successes. We also have a responsibility to build South Africa. And I think the media, that is the kind of engagement I'm looking forward to as a new spokesman of the ANC. Build this cordial relationship, but very robust relationship. Not on the basis of conformity, but the strength of the ANC is always, like I said, how do you engage those whom you disagree?